Confident, confident, confident. I can be confident, 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 confident. I can be confident at work.
Hello and welcome to the Confident at Work podcast. I'm your host and your confidence coach, Anna Manning, and I've had an idea. And I think it's a good idea. So I wanted to share it with you on the podcast. The idea is that you could just do a 1-day high confidence cycle experiment. So what if you didn't have to wait to feel more confident? What if you could just try out or drop into a high confidence cycle today? Not forever, not perfectly, but just for 1 day. So very often confidence feels like something we've got to work really hard at. We've got to earn it. We've got to do all these different things. And yes, sometimes that is true. Sometimes we think it's going to come magically after the next promotion or after we've had a certain number of successes and no failures. But what if we just flipped it for 1 day and focused on showing up the way that people who are confident show up? And I'm not talking about faking it. I'm not talking about wearing a mask and pretending. If you've listened to the podcast before, you will know that we don't do that here. Instead, what if you decided to adopt the habits of a high confidence cycle and see what happened just for 1 day? And I think this is definitely worth trying because at worst, you get some insight and you learn something about where you're at and the patterns that you're in. And at best, you feel noticeably more confident, you probably enjoy your day more, and you get to show up differently. Either way, you win. So I want you to think of this as an experiment, right? So we're not going to give you a personality transplant. It's not a lifelong commitment. It's a trial. It's an experiment for 1 day only. So my invitation to you is to pick a day, any day, normal working day, and commit to staying in a high confidence cycle as best you can all day. And we're not talking about perfectionism because we don't do that. Just the intention. So I'm going to walk you through high confidence cycle behaviors, habits, patterns, so you have them in your mind. And I'm also going to give you a nice visual, right? So you can print this out or you can keep this on your laptop or somewhere so that you've got it. For the day you choose, for your 1 day, you're going to have those habits and those patterns right in front of you. So it's going to be very simple, very easy, and very doable. So rule 1 is going to be keep the high confidence cycle in your eyeline all day. It's just 1 day, so you can definitely do that and then go for it. Intentionally, all day, as best you can, and see what happens. So that's basically it. But here are the high confidence cycle habits if you need a reminder. This is broken into 3 areas. The first is good self-management. The second is realistic standards. And the third is fair feedback and credit. And I'm going to frame these in terms of what we will do on this day intentionally as best we can. And the first habit of that high confidence cycle is I will speak to myself with respect. On this day, we will not shit talk ourselves. We will speak to and about ourselves with respect all day as best we can. We will trust ourselves. We will go with our judgment. We will stand behind our own opinion. This doesn't mean we'll do stuff that's wildly out of our expertise or things that we don't know, but for things that are within our expertise and within our capability, we will back ourselves, we will back our judgment, and we will go for it. We will keep our focus on what we're actually doing versus how people might be perceiving us. So just for today, we're going to set aside how people might be perceiving us or how they might be thinking about us. And instead, we're just going to allow ourselves to focus on the thing that we're trying to do, the result that we're trying to get to, the piece of work that we're trying to get accomplished, the message that we're trying to get across. And just for today, we're going to support ourselves when things feel hard. Just like the way we support other people. So if something hits, or there's an emotion, or something feels difficult, we're going to tilt our head to one side and say, oof, that was tough. We're going to give ourselves what I need, whether that is a hug, a bit of support, a cup of tea, a moment to recover ourselves. So on to our next area. On this day, we will set ourselves realistic standards. So not the kind of crazy perfectionist standards that definitely aren't achievable. We will be realistic, both in terms of what we will be able to produce and the standard that is expected of the work that we're going to do. We will be realistic. We will be fair. And we will tolerate mistakes, failures, and setbacks. If they occurred today, we will not do self-recrimination. We will deal with mistakes or a setback or a failure in the way we would deal with it if it was someone that we were managing. Maybe we'd help them to learn from it, and we will allow them to move on. On this day, we will not compare ourselves with other people. And if we catch our brain doing it, we're just going to be like, no, we're actually not doing that today. Today, we're just going to stay in our lane. Today, we're going to know that we've got some strengths and we've got some areas that we really struggle with. And we're just going to accept for one day only that maybe that is what it is. Maybe it's okay. We've got this far. Maybe we're all right. And on we go. And on this day, we're going to give ourselves fair feedback and credit. So if we're evaluating something, we're going to evaluate it fairly. We're not just going to notice all the stuff that went wrong or all the stuff that was bad. We might have to notice that, but we're also going to notice the things that we did well. We're going to give ourselves a fair evaluation. So if we're being fair, how did that meeting go? Well, yeah, okay, maybe I could have said that. But I did say this and this. That wasn't bad. Next time, I'll try this. And then we're moving on. On this day, we will acknowledge ourselves for the things that went well, or acknowledge ourselves on purpose, give ourselves a little bit of credit and praise for the good work. We're going to do this intentionally. We're going to do it on purpose, even if it feels really uncomfortable or difficult. We're just going to say, look, we're just going to try this for one day. So we're going to say to ourselves, yeah, you did that. You attempted that. Even though that was really hard, you kept going, you tried, you showed up, whatever. Give yourself a bit of credit, give yourself a bit of praise. And I want you to focus, if you can, on the progress that you've made and the things that you have done, not just on the stuff that got left behind or the gaps. See the full picture just today. Yes, there might be something that's not great here and there might be a gap there, but if I'm looking at the whole picture, I'd see that in context. So they are your high confidence cycle habits. So for one day only, you're just going to do them all. And here's a helpful way of thinking about it if you get a bit stuck. For today, for this one day, just imagine treating yourself all day the way you would treat a colleague who you respect, a team member who you would like to see succeed, or a friend who you genuinely care about. You support them in a particular way. You speak to them in a particular way. This is the day to do that for you. And when you keep that high confidence cycle and think about those habits and keep them in front of you for the day, you are going to notice the moments where you aren't speaking to yourself very well. You're going to notice the moment where you try to tear yourself down for making a little mistake. You might notice that you feel more present, or you feel more confident, or that you hesitate less, or that trusting yourself in that situation did actually feel okay. And I want you to reflect on it at the end of the day. What felt different? What felt easier than you expected? What felt harder? Did anything surprise you? Right? What did you notice from this experiment day? Because I don't think that confidence comes or is built in the way most people expect. It comes from the high confidence cycle, from the habits, from the patterns, from the behaviors, from the skills of that high confidence cycle. So just try it for just one day, even if you think it's a mad idea. Just humor me. Try it. And let me know how it goes. And as I was putting this episode together for you, I was thinking about a future dream of mine, which seems a bit mad, but hey, why not put it out there and see what happens? I would love us to do a mass experiment. Start the day together. And I imagine, even though we're all on different time zones, so God knows how this would work, but I imagine we would start the day together and I would be there to just give you a pep talk, give you all the love and the support and the G'ing up that you needed and show you that high confidence cycle and be like, okay, right, for today, this is what we're going to do. And then you would go out and you would live your day. And then we would come back together for a debrief and a celebration. Hopefully that is in the offing for one day. I need to remember this because I really want to do that. You could even do this with your team. You could walk them through this and set this up for them. But for now, pick your day, try it, and tell me what happened. But for now, pick your day, try it, and see what happens. And if you want to come and grow your confidence with me, head to the link in the show notes and book a call to talk to me about private coaching or joining the Confident at Work membership. And I will see you in next week's episode. Bye.
Confidence, confidence, confident. I can be confident. Confidence, confidence, confident. I can be confident at work.